YB stays on your neck.
It's on my neck.
Yo, my dance, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. Wow, what can I say on this one? This one's a peak one. The title reads, Tyson Fury admits marriage hasn't been an easy road after infidelity and depression. Let me go on to read the rest of it. It says the following. Tyson and Paris Fury's marriage is as strong as the former heavyweight world champion himself. He ain't got no strength. Let's be real now. But anyway, the pair met when they were just 15 and 16, married aged 19 and 20, and 11 years later, they have survived a long list of challenges. There has been heartache over Paris's miscarriages and a child stillborn at 6 months. More pain came with Tyson's descent into depression, drink and drug problems, his infidelity, and his near attempt at suicide. Now I've read the rest of it, and they don't actually go into specifics of his infidelity, but I assume if you buy the book, there'll be more about that in there. I'm waiting for someone to. I'm not buying no damn book, so if anyone gets it and finds that part, obviously email it over to the YB and let man expose that on here. But for now, I'll take their word for it. This ain't good. I'm disappointed, in Fury. I've always liked. Some people don't think she's attractive. I think she's 9 out of 10, especially given her other qualities. I think she's banging good looking, and she's also obviously a very good homemaker. I just don't get it myself. Maybe it's me being moist, but I just feel that if you're gonna breed a woman like that, like when I say like that, I mean like 5 times back to back to back and be married, just keep it in your pants, man. Simple. Or don't. I'm easy going myself. If people want to be. If you're single and you're mingling and you want to do your thing, then do your thing, innit, big man. But don't be married and breed her up 5 times and then trying to be going on ruthless. That don't make no sense to me. And he also says here that it hasn't all been. There's another quote here where he says, it's not all me. It hasn't always been me being a bad boy. But you don't release specifics on that. So I'm gonna take it as sometimes. In men in particular, women, I'm not going to make out women are perfect, but men in particular, they're good at seeing what other people ain't doing right, but then they don't, like as an example, many men have double standards. Men, they'll poke about, and they'll see that as, or they'll be able to justify it to themselves, or justify it to their relationship. However, the minute a woman does something, they go, absolutely can't believe it, they go mad, they're ready to kill people over it. It's one of them ones. In fact, I watched a documentary a few weeks ago about that happening. A man was doing his thing, his girlfriend or wife get sick of it, she ends up doing her thing with someone else, and then he ends up killing both of them, the 2 lovers or whatever. So it's just one of them ones. If you've got to be consistent, simple as that. Number one, if you're married, in fact, fundamentally, in this Tyson Fury case, it don't matter what she's doing, to be honest. As long as, don't get me wrong, maybe she has cheated as well. I don't believe so though. And the fact of the matter is, you got a whole heap of kids. I don't want to hear about people say, oh well, he was depressed. Well, wait, let's do some maths here. So if you're depressed, do you think going and knobbing some next ting out there who ain't your baby mum, who ain't your wifey, do you think that's going to help? Let's talk turkey now. In fact, it's going to cause sometimes. There is depressions which aren't really, or which are somewhat inexplicable. However, one thing we do know, that ain't never going to help. If you're depressed, what ain't going to help is trying to break up the one piece of stability you've got, which is your family. And I'm sorry, people have got to make better decisions in their own life. Now, I'm not perfect at all. That said, you got to hold your hand in the air. Simple as that. And Fury's good at. He's always got, oh well, it hasn't always been me. It hasn't. It's always, we both done things. Oh yeah, you can justify that if you want, but I'm confident in saying with 5 kids, I'll be happy to bet she ain't been doing squat like that. Oh well, she didn't take the trash out. That's the kind of dude Tyson Fury is, in my opinion. He'll go and do the dirty, and oh well, she didn't. Oh yes, well she didn't do the dishes last night, so I had to go and shower this other lass. That's the kind of thing. Oh yes, I have to go and shower this other lass because she didn't do the dishes last night. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of level we're talking here. Some people like that. They're weird like that. They don't know equals. And it comes down to people just being. I just don't get it myself, man. People want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want a family sitting at home. They want a family sitting at home, and they want to be going out doing whatever they're doing. And don't get me wrong. Some people are like, as an example, I actually don't have a problem with people cheating if they actually genuinely don't mind it happening to them. Does that make sense? As an example, some people have polygamy or whatever that thing is, where you can have multiple wives and whatever. And I've seen some YouTube documentaries about it, and where they literally, the man, there's 2 men and 2 women, and they're all just doing madness together. One of them mad ones, where they literally have I saw one where there was a man. There was 2 men and 2 women living together, and they was just swapping all over the place. Now that's fair enough, because you're both all mixing it and all whatnot. But as I said, what you find is, men are good at going out and doing. Don't get me wrong, there are some women who cheat, but I bet you bottom dollar, from an average point of view, it's going to be men who are going to be worse. I'm sorry, that's just based on the stats. Now I'm a man myself, but I'm not going to lie. I go with numbers. Your boy's a number man on this one, and I'm sorry. There's a lot of sour. What do they call them? I think they call them MGTOWs. Oh yes, women. Oh, MGTOWs, aka ain't getting no pom pom. Simple as that. Anyone getting pom pom ain't worrying about no MGTOW. Yeah, how about that? Anyone getting pom pom ain't worrying about alpha. They're too busy getting pum. Ain't got no time for this. Oh yes, I'm going my own way. Oh yes, I don't need a woman. If you don't need a woman, that's good for you. Yeah, I need pom pom. Simple as that. 100%. Oh well, because what we do know is, yeah, there ain't no. Men can go their own way all they want. Your piece is gonna be bone dry. That's what. There's only one outcome of going your own way, and that is having your ting bone dry. The YB don't like his ting bone dry. I like moisture on my ting. Now, don't get me wrong, each to his own. Now, if you man are happy, and there's a lot of that stuff going around on YouTube. If you man are happy, going on your own way and not getting no pom pom, then that's good for you, innit? It's about what makes you happy. I'm telling you now, for the YB, ain't no good, not even a bit good. Yeah, simple. But with that in mind, what I'm trying to say is that on average, like I said, there'll be some people on YouTube who will tell you that women do more cheating, but I'm confident of saying, on average, men are worse than women, and a lot of the men, they can't take it when it happens to them. They start looking to take they start looking to do revenge killings and whatnot. And I just don't rate that, man. I think every human, male or female, should be treated equally. There ain't no religion or otherwise or anything that can justify that to me. Yeah. If you're one of them couples who has an open couple and you're happy with her doing her thing and you're doing your thing, then great. But 9 times out of 10, what we observe are situations like this Fury situation, where he's got a family at home and he wants to be out and doing madness. And I can bet you bottom dollar. Imagine if Fury came home and heard that she were doing that. He's the kind of guy who would literally make heads roll. Head would roll. Heads would roll if he heard that was happening. It wouldn't be no, oh well, she does things. They wouldn't be no justifying it. And that's my issue there. Be consistent. Treat people. Ultimately, it comes down to this. Treat people how you wish to be treated, and you can bet your bottom dollar Tyson Fury would not like to be treated. There's no justification for that. Keep it in your pants, or don't, or don't get married and don't get. I'm not a fan of that either. Like sometimes people get married and they have a load of kids and then they break up. Like get it right. You don't have. Number one, don't jump into marriage. Number two, don't jump into breeding. Because I haven't got married, I haven't got kids. It's easy for me to sit there and say that, but I like to think. Just take a bit of time in life. You know what I mean? We ain't going nowhere. The great thing about life is that we live for longer than ever. So you don't have to jump into things at 20. Wait until you're 35, 40 or whatever. One of them ones there. See if one of them slow burners comes through. Because you never know. I think that, well, maybe, I think to be honest actually, more people are doing it now. More people are waiting and whatnot for kids and waiting for marriages. But it makes sense because by the time you're 20 years old, the amount of people you've really met is relatively small compared to the amount of people you would have met at 40. Meaning that if you wait till 40, you've had 20 full adult years to choose and try and find your perfect mate in that sense. Now that said also, I think in this day and age, there's too much Tinder going around and people are always trying to look to move around and whatnot. But that just says that people should just not get married. But anyway, listen, quick video on this one. I'm not going to chat for all day, but I'm disappointed in Fury. I don't like seeing women or men, to be fair, but I don't like seeing anyone mugged off like that. I think that's muggy. That's the muggiest thing. When you've got 5 kids at home and you're at home doing the dishes and he's out now, that to me is muggy. I never liked someone being mugged off like that. That just don't sit right with me. So I'm going to call it out. And I'll be honest with you, people can say, oh, why you being a Fury hater? You being this, you being that. If it was anyone, if it was AJ, I'd be saying the same thing. There's nobody I'd become. Some people, some men find it funny. Some men would make videos saying, oh yeah, Fury lad, yeah, lad Fury, lad Fury. But what you find is a lot of them people who think it's laddish behaviour, a lot of them so-called lads, when their missus goes out and does the dirty, they're the ones that end up going. They can't take it. They're good at being lads when they're giving it out. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, good old Jim, good old Tyson. Tyson's a right lad. Oh yeah, Tyson. And trust me, when I tell Tyson that his wife's been doing out all this kind of mingling, they were all the lad behaviour goes out the window. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'll go, Tyson, by the way, I heard Paris was out with Mike. Watch his face drop. And I'll say, now wait a minute, before you start trying to twist her neck up, how about we start talking about how much of a lad she was? Oh yeah, Paris, mate. Oh, right, lass she is. Yeah, she was fucking Tyson and Mike. Oh, right, proper lasses, Paris. That's what you got to be consistent, man. Keep it a trill. Yeah. If it's laddish behaviour for men to be going out and being ruthless, it's got to be laddish for the women as well. 100%, no doubt. Anyway, disappointed in Tyson. Keep it in your pants. And what I will say actually though, is that women have got to stop, women or men, actually, let me be consistent, women or men, if you're being mugged off like that, you got to start standing on your own 2 feet in that sense. In fact, let me say 2 things. Number one, because people will say, oh, well, Paris is in a difficult situation because she's got kids now. And that's what I tell people, don't breed so much, man. Don't breed so much until you know you're in a trilly thing, until you know it's, even then, just, number one, make sure you know what you're doing, yeah? Don't be getting married, don't be getting this, don't be getting that, until you're 10 years in, which is not 9 times out of 10. If you've made it 10 years and there's been no infidelity, no nothing, you're better off than you are after 2 years. That's the first thing. So don't be, because the minute you breed 5 times, then you are going to be more dependent. However, actually, you can get child support anyway, so it's not even an issue. But so my main point is, what men and women need to start doing. If someone's cheating on you, you shouldn't have that at all, in my opinion. And I'll say that for myself. Like if I cheated on a woman for whatever reason, I would expect her to leave me. I'm not one of them people like I'm talking about who would say, oh no, it's alright for me to do it, but you can't do it. I'd get it. 1 million %. So what I'm saying is, these men and women need to find the strength within themselves. Don't have that sort of behaviour. Don't have it. Nip it in the bud real quick. Maybe if you choose to, if you're merciful, then yeah, give someone one chance. Maybe. When I say one maybe, I mean one maybe. To me, that's like a cardinal sin. That's like being a nonce case. Cheating is, because if you get that in your head once, you're going to get it in your head again down the line. But if you want to, I like to give people one chance. So yeah, give them one chance. Maybe that's likely probably what Paris did anyway. Gave him one chance and then see how it goes from there. But you got to start. People got to become more ruthless. Yeah, cut them dead. Simple as that. You're gone, and they'll learn real quick then not to be doing. They can't have that kind of behaviour. And actually, before I go, I've just seen some more quotes that I want to read out now. So at the bottom it says, it's not been an easy, so Tyson says, it's not been an easy road, he explains. Life and being with someone for a long time isn't always easy. But Paris understands me, and I understand her, and what I think is this. Oh no. But Paris understands me, and I understand her, and what I think is this. All men are the same, we're all arseholes anyway. So you're better off with the devil you know than the one you don't. Now this is what I'm trying to say about the thinking. About certain people's thinking. That's not right thinking. Oh, well, you know, Paris, you ain't going to do no better than me. And, oh, well, you know, we're all the same. No, don't have that attitude. Because if she was going out, how would you feel, Tyson? Yeah, if she was the one going out and doing the thing, and then she comes home and tells you, well, you know, oh, we're all the same, us women. You'd be vexed. And that's what I can't stand. I can't stand people's double standards. Now, as I've said throughout this video, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know Tyson from Adam. Maybe he's one of them guys who wouldn't actually mind it, but I can bet you bottom dollar he wouldn't like it. He wouldn't rate it. He wouldn't be so casual. He wouldn't be so lackadaisical. Oh, well, you know, I told Paris. Yeah, she understands me. Yeah, you know what? I think this. Well, men are all devils, so you better devil, you know, all this kind of business. No, don't be going with that. Me personally, I wouldn't be having that. Especially like you should be purely remorseful. Now I don't know. Maybe they're in one of them relationships where they've both been messing around, and if that's the case, then I apologise to Tyson to some extent, because that would make sense. If we're both playing around the place, then that is what it is. But I'm going to go on the basis this article hasn't mentioned her infidelity, so I'm going to go on the basis that he's the one who's been doing his thing. I just don't rate it at all. Not even one bit do I rate it. And the attitude here, and he ain't. No, obviously they've had their conversation between each other, but he hasn't put in this article about how remorseful he is. He just seems to be, well, she ain't gonna do. She can't. We're all the same. Nah, that's not me, boss man. That's you, innit? You man, you need to talk about yourself. But you know what I mean? Simple as that. That's what we're all like. Nah, that's you, boss. That's your business. I wouldn't know nothing about that.